pretty good actually. Like I think we touched on the last podcast. The particular way of the J League at the moment is that everything's really been tightly crammed, particularly for these clubs that are off in Asia. They've also had other matches rescheduled as well. So um, I think Frontale played like something crazy, like 6 matches in 20 days or something like this in the build up to this tournament. So from that perspective, it's also hard to gauge form, because you're not just dealing with week. I mean, there's no preparation time in between or anything, and you're also dealing with rotated squads, and they've also been hit pretty hard by injury. Jesse L, is such a shame, man, because when he's fit, he was, 3-4 years ago, maybe the best defender, one of the best defenders in Asia, but he's done a couple of ACLs and he's in and out. He finally got back and then he was straight back out again. So it's such a shame there. And they've lost a few kind of players in central midfield. Tachi Bernardo is out at the moment as well. And so they've brought some interesting younger players through. Obviously, Kota Takai was in the national team and earned some plaudits. So I'm not necessarily sold on him as the future of the national team, anything like that. But he's a serviceable player. But what I do really like, and who's been getting quite a bit of action early in the season, was one of the stars of the under-20 team that obviously did well, Yuto Ozeki, the central midfielder. I think is a really good player and has got a really good future as well. Also, Solta Miura has had injury issues since he got that strange call up to the Japan national team from J2 when he was at Corfu. But he's strung together a run of matches now, and he's been really, really, he's been excellent. He's kind of left fullback, but he's got an amazing delivery on him. He's set up a lot. Almost half the goals have come from balls from him. So he's a good player. They've got issues elsewhere. They don't really have a right back. Van Vermeerkerken, who's not really played much since he moved, and then they've ended up playing Asahi Sasaki, who's more of a natural left side. It's got basically two left backs, one playing on the right, and then Yuichi Maruyama, the veteran defender, formerly of Nagoya, formerly of Tokyo, who's really sound kind of player. So you've got him basically stationed alongside Takai. So there's something solid about the defense. They've got rid of Jung, the Korean keeper who's been there forever, who's now the backup, and Luis Yamaguchi, the French-Japanese keeper, has had that number 1 shirt and done reasonably well. And they've got still solidity. Midfield, Ryota Oshima again, such a shame. This guy, man, and when he's fit, probably the best central midfielder in Japan, but he's injured again and out. But they still have, a little bit of actually quite a bit of quality in central midfield, and then they've got creativity in the wide areas as well. Ian Naga has been rotating with Tatsuya Ito, who returned to Japan this year, so they've got kind of options on the right. Marcinho on the kind of diminutive Brazilian who plays with his shorts tucked right up almost to his breast. He's the size of your waist to start with, and then he's got these shorts. It's quite a look, but he's a deadly player. And then up front, last year Yamada was a really a kind of breakthrough revelation, but finally Edison's been doing a little bit of stuff as well, scoring and dangerous. So those kind of two have rotated. So it's been hard to get a handle on it because you haven't had a consistent or settled 11, but they're certainly structurally more organised than they were under Oniki with Hasebe, as they were always going to be. But unlike the case with Marinos, he's kind of stepped back in terms of the attacking stuff and let them kind of keep on, playing as they were. They don't. It's a weird thing. I think they're probably in a better. Well, they're in a better position, I think, to do better than Marinos are. But they don't have the individuals that Marinos have. They don't have an Anderson Lopez. They don't have a Mateus, and they don't have an Albert. But they've got a solid base. They're now well organised. They're hard to break down, and they've still got enough creativity in Marcinho and maybe the old Foxy and Naga, one last shot. But it's great to see this team, although it doesn't really resemble the one that was at the height of its powers 3-4 years ago. But it's great to see Kawasaki, who were the dominant, one of the, the dominant Japanese teams of the modern era, finally getting a chance to go on to this stage and show what they can do. So, again, like you said, the fact that they don't have one of the, if we can loosely call them host clubs in the situation, gives them a good shot, I think, to get through. And then from there, again, the same situation with Marinos. They have the players. Yeah, they have the players to cause danger, and they have the I think they have the organisation that I don't like, and I mean as a team, a real unity and a cohesion and a mixture of veterans and younger players. I think they've got the elements there, and if there was going to be a team that wins it, yeah, maybe outside of one of the Saudi clubs, I think it could well be